Hey guys, here we go into my final film study on MIkey Garcia versus Errol Spence Jr. Fight for this Saturday. I'm super excited, but first we're going to talk about him fighting who I'm going to call poor man MIkey Garcia, Phil LaGreco. And before we talk about my prediction for the fight, I want to go over this stuff just to talk about and clarify some stuff. But this is exactly what MIkey Garcia's plan is, right here. Touch gloves, control the lead hand, right? And every time his opponent steps forward to throw punches. Now look at the beginning of this fight, how Errol Spence looks to step forward and Phil LaGreco looks to touch gloves with him and throw that straight right hand. But Errol Spence is catching it and already countering it. This is 18 seconds into the fight, okay? Phil LaGreco looking to control that lead hand and throw shots, but he's looking to do that off of Errol Spence walking forward. Watch Errol Spence's front foot and look at how the timing of those punches. It shows that Errol Spence has seen this exact timing before, even though he doesn't look great right there, right? You know, he doesn't realize that what the heck? I don't know what I'm missing right there, but I'm probably missing some clips, so let's hope this isn't incomplete. But Errol Spence coming forward and Phil LaGreco controlling the lead hand. Oh, and shout out to the guy in the comments who told me about this video or to check this fight out. I didn't even think about using it. I almost used the Bundu fight, but this one's much better. So thank you, bro. I appreciate it. But Errol Spence coming forward and look at how he gets attacked, right, off of that timing, right? He's gonna come forward, he steps forward, and Phil LaGreco looks to take lead foot dominance and throw his straight right hand, but Errol Spence rolls with it and comes back with his own counter. He kind of gets punched in the back of the head right there. You can catch it, but he lands his own counter, right? Boom, and then kind of eats his own on the back of the head. Not a big deal, right? But look at how Phil LaGreco still fights after he's in the clinch right there, after he's close. You know, that's not something I'm expecting at all from MIkey Garcia. But what I want you to watch is how Errol Spence is able to fight on that timing, still coming forward, fight through the lead hand control by battling out the lead hand control, tapping that, but more importantly, fighting off of that timing and being able to stop Phil LaGreco from being successful. And look at how he's able to time that, go around the guard, and land his own straight left hand right there. Even though he eats his own body shot too, right? Errol Spence shows that he's fought this timing before, and he knows how to get around this timing as well, fighting around his opponent's guard, boom, and landing a great body shot right there. But look at Phil LaGreco. Look at how what a spirited of attempt he made. This is not what you're going to see from MIkey Garcia. He does not want to fight on the inside at all. He's going to look to circle out and get on the outside or tie Errol Spence up. And I don't even think he's going to tie him up very well. Again, great job from Errol Spence working around the lead hand. He knows it's coming out. He's able to bait it himself off of his own walking forward, right step, and then bam, lands a great left hand. He eats another body shot too. Phil LaGreco's looking to fight on the inside. But look at how Errol Spence is, even when Phil LaGreco is looking to control him and hold, right? Throw punches and hold, right? Errol Spence is able to create space and throw his own body shots as well. This is going to be huge in the fight, you guys. And when we get to the last clip, you'll see why it's really important. But look at Phil LaGreco try to time him on that front foot. Look at how in my last video, remember Juan Manuel Lopez was jumping back and forth, boom, boom, and Errol Spence or MIkey Garcia tried to time him. Look at how he hops forward, and Phil LaGreco sees that, and he looks to set that shot up, right, off of that little hop forward, right, step, hop, and he tries to time him perfectly. Errol Spence controls him with the lead hand, and then comes back with the counter. Then Phil LaGreco looks to do the exact same thing in the same clip, and Errol Spence is able to counter him again, seeing those shots coming, seeing that he's being timed on that shot and creating space, you know, showing that it's not the first time he's seen this attack before, right? In the next clip coming forward, timing that lead hand control of his opponent, right? And coming in with the body shots when he tries to move out the side. That's going to be a huge plot point for the fight with Errol Spence and MIkey Garcia. The body shots when he tries to circle out to Errol Spence's right. Now, again, coming forward, baiting the shot, right? Errol Spence steps, Phil Greco explodes out of his guard and misses wildly. Coming forward again, right? Timing, throwing his own straight left hand off that same timing, which is something I don't think Errol Spence, or I don't think Mikey Garcia has had to deal with. But look at how Phil Greco even lands this shot, right? Errol Spence gets under the next one and then immediately going to the body. This is exactly how I feel like the fight between Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia is going to go. And we're just going to kind of play some of these clips. I'm going to hope to play them a little slower just so that we don't hit the copyright stuff, because PBC be fucking with me, man. They're going to shut my channel down. But look at how Errol Spence lost what I'm going to call first contact, right? He lost first contact here because he's the one that gets hit, right? So he gets hit with that shot right here and immediately comes to the body, starts pressuring forward, coming forward, throwing shots, throwing body shots. His opponent, again, Mikey Garcia doesn't tie up very well, right? He just looks to cover up, and I think that Errol Spence is going to be able to do a very similar job to what he did to Phil Greco in these clips where he gets hit. First contact. He loses the first contact battle, probably. Mikey Garcia is fast. Mikey Garcia hits hard. The question will be whether Mikey Garcia can hurt Errol Spence and put him down with those big shots. Because after first contact, Mikey Garcia falls apart. And it's going to look exactly like this, you guys. Errol Spence is going to probably lose first contact, right? In the biggest exchanges. He's going to win the minor ones. He's going to win the medium exchange ones. But he's going to probably lose the biggest ones where Mikey Garcia is able to land the bigger shot coming in than Errol Spence will land. But Errol Spence will just keep coming forward. And I think this right here is how I perceive the fight to be going forward. This is going to be basically the template for the fight. Errol Spence coming forward right here. And watch how, as he comes forward, Phil Greco times him on that lead foot. Watch Errol Spence's foot. Foot steps forward. As soon as he steps, Phil Greco lands the straight left hand, or the straight right hand, and tries to circle out, and Errol Spence keeps on him. And look at these body shots that he's trying to close the gap on, and he just destroys him with these shots. And I don't think Mikey Garcia is going to have an answer to this. I don't think he's going to know what to do. I don't think he's going to know how to create the space. I think he's just going to kind of, get smashed after first contact. And as you see, Mikey Garcia, as we've seen in all of the clips, Mikey Garcia is really good at first contact. What it's going to come down to is whether or not Mikey Garcia can hurt Errol Spence. Because Mikey Garcia is fantastic at first contact. He's fantastic at landing the first punch, being the one that's proactive in that regard, right? Even though everything that he does is reactionary, he's reacting to his opponent stepping forward, trying to time him. But after first contact, Mikey Garcia doesn't control his opponent. He doesn't get off the line effectively. He doesn't continue to fight after that. He doesn't keep his eye on his opponent. He starts reevaluating and thinking before he gets out of range. And I think that that's where the fight is going to take place. I think 10% of the fight is going to take place in a point in which Mikey Garcia can land punches in the first contact area, and then the rest of the fight is going to take place exactly where Errol Spence wants it, which is right here on the inside, where he can take advantage of Mikey Garcia's very poor inside fighting and his extreme experience fighting on the inside. For a guy who is so big, and this is the irony, right? Mikey Garcia is the small fighter. Mikey Garcia is the shorter fighter, and he's going to be the one that wants to be on the outside. As you guys saw in my last video, Mikey Garcia does not want to be on the inside ever. He always wants to fight on the outside. He's always looking to create and maintain space. And maybe that's the problem, is he's not trying to control the space. He's just trying to maintain it. He's trying to keep his opponent at a distance in which he can land his straight right hand. And unfortunately for him, even if he lands his straight right hand, I don't give him the credit for being able to knock Errol Spence out. And I don't even think Errol Spence has the best chin. I don't know. I've seen Errol Spence, take some whoppers, though. I know he's been hurt in a few fights, at least 2. But the irony in that is that they weren't able to do the job either. Not that any of those guys are Mikey Garcia. But Mikey Garcia hasn't fought anyone like Errol Spence either. And I think that as Errol Spence pointed out in the press conference, the difference is Errol Spence probably has fought guys like Mikey Garcia in the gym. He probably has, as you can see, he's fought this style of fight before, the timing steps, right? He knows how to fight against it. He knows that he knows how to work around it, and he knows how to fight on the inside. So even though I don't think that Errol Spence is going to be as good or as dominant on the outside as Mikey Garcia is, and I don't mean dominant in the fashion that Mikey Garcia is going to completely control the fight on the outside. I think that the punches that Mikey Garcia lands on the outside overall are going to be better than the punches that Errol Spence lands on the outside. But I think Errol Spence is still going to land more. Even if they did fight completely on the outside, I think Errol Spence is going to land enough punches to win the rounds fighting on the outside anyway. And then, once they get on the inside, Errol Spence is going to dominate him on the inside. So Mikey Garcia's style of fighting, as you saw in the last video, he always looks to fight on the outside. He always fights the exact same way. He always sets up the same traps. And unless that trap works and he knocks Errol Spence out, I think Mikey Garcia is going to have a really rough night. His style of fight just doesn't match up against Errol Spence. It's not something Errol Spence hasn't seen before, except for his little trap at the end where he takes that side step right to the right when they try to take lead foot dominance and comes over with the right hand or the right hand uppercut. But I'm expecting the fight to basically play out in this fashion, where Errol Spence might get hit on the way in, and once he's on the inside there, he's just going to land so many more punches that it just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. And as you can see, Phil Greco's not really being effective. He's landed some shots, but the shots that he's eating are just so much more devastating than the one that he was able to land on the way inside. And that's exactly how I think the fight's going to go. I think this fight's going to look basically exactly like that exchange. And Errol Spence is going to come out on top. So Mikey Garcia might have his shine. He might have his moments in the sun in this fight. Shit, he might even floor Errol Spence. Who knows how that'll work, right? I don't know. But I do think, overall, if Mikey Garcia cannot starch Errol Spence is going to run him over. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to faint before you hit the notification bell. And so you can know when my videos go live or whatever. If you even care. I don't know, man. Yeah, Lennox, I'm coming for you. Man, that's one of my favorite quotes of all time, dude. That video, oh, shit. I'm coming for you. Lennox the Conqueror? No, he's no Alexander. I'm Alexander. Love that shit. Anyway, love you, Mike.